Hello, 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 Well, it's another week. You know what time it is. Keep on rolling, baby.
Yeah, it's another week, guys. You know what that means. It's another week for news. Well, yep. This just in. Well, here's another story that I used to do for a bunch of weeks in a row, and that was, I forget, what was it like? Talking about women teachers getting with their students, women sex predators. Well, here's a new one, guys. I just saw this. Texas school principal's secretary accused of performing sexual acts on student in her office during lunch break. This just was, article was posted 16th of September. I know all the boys out there are wondering where she was when I was a kid. Well, she's going to prison soon. Secretary for the assistant principal was arrested after allegedly performing sex acts on a student, documents show. Samantha Lee Carranza was arrested on charges of sexual assault of a child and improper relationship between an educator and student, according to Hidalgo County Jail records. Do British people have another word for jail? I mean, they have to call everything different. Like bathroom, they have to call the loo. Let me see. Thank you, the marching band, for doing this music for this episode. You guys can calm down now. You don't need to do all those. Just, you know, keep it just background music. You guys don't need to do all those like fancy trumpeting and stuff like that. If you want to, go ahead, but I guess I'm not seeing any prison synonyms. Going in the can, going in the clink, penitentiary, lockup. I guess I don't see. Oh, British is the nick. British slang for prison is nick. He spent a few years in the nick for smuggling. Is apparently. I almost thought that said chink for a second, but it says clink. Just in the nick of time, he went to the nick. Well, she's gonna go to the nick pretty soon. So I read this, and it's a very, like, she, like, really escalated this, if this is what's really happened. A 16-year-old student, wait, this happened, like, right away. You know what, I don't think, I don't know, there are really a lot of mentally ill people that go into teaching, apparently, or, well, I guess she's not a teacher, she's just like a, you know, and this is just like somebody I'd see, just again, a lot of these women don't look crazy. A student said during lunch break he went to the assistant principal's office to borrow a cell phone charger. He asked the assistant principal's secretary, identified as Carranza, to which she said yes. He then asked her if he could take the charger and return it later, but Carranza told him to stay and charge it in the conference room a few feet from her desk. While in the conference room, Carranza entered and started a conversation about her family and how she was going through a divorce. there's got to be another word for that, too. So she said she was going to a divorce, and then he said that she showed him a photo of her breasts on her cell phone, which made him uncomfortable. The student explains that he started walking towards the door of the conference room, and Carranza proceeds to close the door and tells him, "You're not going anywhere."
You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
The student then said that she pulled the strings of his hoodie towards her and began touching his private areas before getting on her knees and performing sexual acts on him. Wow, she just did it. So I guess the office had to be empty. I mean, that's pretty bold. Like, what if somebody walked in? Should she lock the door? It doesn't even, it doesn't really say, like, maybe. I mean, that's just, like, nuts. Unless, like, the conference room was the one that he was in, and then she went in there and shut that door. And that's where that happened. I mean, you would have to know that there's no way somebody could go in. Look, I'm going through a divorce, so I just want to fucking go crazy right now. I just want to go crazy. Now, this is a normal looking, again, there's no full body picture or anything, but I don't know what's going on in schools, but you just gotta, if you have like a woman teacher in a school, any woman that works at a school now, it's not like only women, but I mean, lately, because then I saw this other story. Long Island school teacher accused of having sex with teen student in a public park in a school bus, and it was a guy. Like 60-year-old guy, too. I mean, she just, like, really escalated this. Like, oh, I need to charge my phone. Can I go use that? Yeah, go ahead in there. And then, like, by the way, did you know I'm getting divorced? And here's my fucking tits. Here's my fucking
tits. Wanna see my tits? And then it just happened.
That's another thing, like, I guess because he's he went through puberty. He's like, when you're that young, you're probably just, get excited and then she sucks you off. Just like standing there stunned. When you're 16, I mean, that's another thing that I was hearing, like, guys being aroused, it doesn't mean they're, they wanted it. It just means they were, it's not hard probably to turn on a 16-year-old boy, but, well, he did file a police report. I mean, a lot of these people don't, that's kind of a thing of the past, people filing reports. It's usually just online posts now. So it sounds pretty, I mean, I guess I believe it because there's been so many of them lately. I don't know what's going on, Like this one I just was talking about. This guy, 60-year-old audio production teacher. And little known fact is that I did go to college for audio video recording was part of my major. So this guy's a high school. I think a high school. I mean, that's pretty cool. You have an audio production class. But not very cool that he got her number and secretly, it was only in 2020. When the girl was 16, he allegedly started to send messages. He sent messages to the girl's personal cell phone and asked her to send him sexually explicit pictures and videos, authorities said. In June 2020, the two began having sex in public parks and on an empty school bus on school grounds. So wait, it's happened more than once? The two began having sex in public parks. I mean, what the why would you go look at this guy? I mean, that's always the thing. It's like when there's multiple times, it's like, it's weirder when it's multiple times like that because, you're like, so you kept going back and everybody's like, why'd you keep going back? Especially when it's this guy, 60-year-old guy, he's bald, he looks like a, pedo. He just looks like a creep, so. And, I don't know if you know, I don't know. But I guess the grooming thing, there's the whole, you know, grooming that he might have been doing. Hey, I'm going to give you an A in this weird audio production class. And we're going to go in, you know what's hot is when you go in a school bus and do it. So I guess she also, you know, it sounds like later on she did. Oh, here's another one. Tennessee teacher accusing befriending minor boys on social media, then sending them photos and inviting them over for sex.
Yeah.
You might have been
Tennessee teacher.
A fourth grade teacher. Ew, this is really gross. Having a sexual encounter with a boy aged 12 years or under. Alright, so there's another one, guys. Anyway, so, you know, that's just some one thing I had written down. Just to, you know, it's not just men. Hashtag not just men. Just for men. Remember those commercials? Just for men. For gray hair. Yeah, a little sexist, just for men. Why not just for anyone? Interesting. We're going to do an investigative report on that. Investigative reporter music.
Hey, I got the camera rolling.
So in more news, and this is just in, in Idiocracy news, in the world going to shit news, we have another news story, and the world is crumbling and going to shit. Our culture is over. First story in that news is guards with assault rifles hired to protect Philly cheesesteak joint. They've reopened, but now with assault rifle carrying guards. And you know what's funny is all the customers are smiling and they're just looking at the... You know why? Because they're like, good. And they're all black people, by the way. You think only white people want armed people to take care of them? No. Well, this is, you know, West Philly is just probably mostly black people. I don't know if I've been to West Philly. I used to live in Philly, in case anyone was wondering. I used to, you know, be in the streets of Philly and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know, bitch. I used to fucking be up in the streets of Philly.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, son. Don't even try some shit on me. Don't even try that shit, cause I'm from Philly, son. Yo, West Philadelphia. That's what
It sounded like he said in Fresh Prince. West Philadelphia. Born and raised. At Jim's West Steaks and Hoagies, I wait and look at the assault rifle carrying guards for most of my days. He said in that song. So yeah, like this would make me actually go to a place now because that's how. Listen, you know, now, it wasn't that very long ago when defund the police was a big thing, and a lot of departments really did get partially defunded. Now, to be fair, I don't think it was like they were completely defunded, but yeah, I mean, crime has just taken off since 2020. I thought that would only be in certain areas, but yeah, I mean, it's gotten worse everywhere. Well, I think the pandemic probably had to do with the pandemic, then the economy doing worse, people stealing more stuff, cops not... Oh, there was the whole getting the jab issue. Cops got fired for that. Maybe some cops didn't want to get the coof. and they quit because I was like, they were. Wouldn't that be fucking weird? Look, I'll let go like up against any criminal, any gang, but a little cold and flu thing, no, can do. No. I'm going to have to retire early because I just don't want to take the chance. I masked up every day, but you know what? Bullets and gangs may kill me, but the coof will get me for good. So apparently Philadelphia has seen a surge in murders, many in an area close to that cheesesteak place. God. I mean, it is like unsettling to see like giant machine gun. I mean, that's a huge look. He looks like a SWAT team. They're probably like private security too. Like a lot. That's what I was thinking. Like one of the first things that happened in the city here during the pandemic and when crime was getting worse was all the major chains, usually and mostly for some reason pharmacies, would lock up all their not groceries, like everything else, like everything in the store pretty much, deodorant, anytime you wanted anything now, for like a few years now, a lot of it's locked up and you have to get somebody. So I just like don't go to those places now. And they also would sometimes have like guards that look like that, that maybe were armed, but they never had a giant rifle like this. But yeah, that like some places would hire those. I just noticed like, but the thing is, then you have to be able to afford private security firm to like, and I guess if you're like a really successful like food place, I don't know, maybe this place is like one of those, like one that's been around for years. I mean, I've been to Jim's cheesesteaks in Philly, but not this one. Maybe it's the same thing. Yeah, but that's basically, that's where we're at, you know, like we now have to have, because the cops can't or won't or aren't allowed to just do their job. So like now you have to have private like armed forces, and to show, you know, just to show you that's true. Where'd it go? Well, this is kind of related to the Idiocracy. Everything's falling apart. Bronx daycare center, a 1-year-old died of a fentanyl overdose in the Bronx. And it's funny because the neighbors here,
The NYPD executed a search.
the neighbors here are like, yeah, everyone knew. How could you not know? Said one longtime resident, 69, who declined to give her name. It was a daycare for a year with no children. For 1 year, she had a daycare with no children but people going, but no babies. A daycare with no children and men coming in and out. Yes, we knew something. We knew something. Something not good was happening there. The neighbor claimed Ventura wouldn't even allow her own child to go into the tiny facility, which became licensed to legally operate as a daycare in May. 4 months before a 1-year-old boy died and at least 3 other children were sick in there Friday. Wow. There's been some weird places here in Brooklyn I've seen that just like have a weird sign like this. Like it just is like daycare for children 6 weeks to 12 weeks. Call this number, and there's like never anyone in there. There is places like there's one that was like a get your vaccine, and it was like never hardly anyone in there, but it was like the lights were on. So that could be one of these. I don't really think I saw anyone like doing the lean or like being on heroin there, but yeah, I mean, you know, this is just gonna go up and up. The worse the economy gets, more of this shit's gonna happen too. Although it was already happening, it's not like it's not, you know. It's just always like they always do this fake show of like, oh yeah, we're gonna do something about fentanyl. It's like, no, you're not. They're gonna start putting it in the fucking legal weed stores here, probably. take these
Take these crucial steps to avoid the coming triple-demic, the CDC says. Oh no, everybody! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! A triple punch of COVID-19.
RSV.
And the seasonal flu is headed our way, according to the state AC, and it could overwhelm hospitals and other healthcare facilities. They said this last year, didn't they?
Didn't they say
this
last year? They said this for like last couple of years, like it's a triple-demic. No, it's not. That would mean there are 3 pandemics happening. We're not even in a pandemic with COVID anymore. They officially declared that off. Like, we're not in a Do people actually think we're still in a pandemic with that? Seriously. Stop masking. I'm sick of seeing masks still. I know I'm in, a major city, but like, unless you, like, when I see somebody with like a cane or wheelchair, I'm like, all right, like, they get a pass for the mask thing. Or if they're like 80 years old. But like, I'm just sick of seeing these fucking young, afraid people. I'm going to wear a mask because, like, I don't know. You never know. Triple-demic. It's a triple pandemic. You mean the cold that's every year since the beginning of time, and the flu, which has been, since anyone that's alive has been born, we've had cold flu every year, and maybe RSV. I don't know what the fuck that is. They just threw that. They're like, hey, by the way, can you guys worry about that now, too? There's something called RSV. I don't know. I'm still worried about monkeypox because of all the anal sex I have with gay men. But other than that, I think I'm okay for the others. But that's the that's the one fear I have. Nobody's talking about that. Would be a new article that comes out, like Washington Post. It's like,
Did everybody just forget about monkeypox? I think it's time we start to take that seriously again. And here's why, in his opinion.
Piece for Washington Post. Listen, you may have forgotten about monkeypox, but what about all of us who have sex with monkeys? What are we supposed to do? I mean, I wear protection, but like, I can't count on the monkey to be like up to date on his boosters and everything. And here's another thing I worry about. If the monkey has the coof or RSV, I don't want to get triple-demicked or triple-dicked in the ass. Just so you guys know, there's something called the cold and the flu. And that's something that, like, you know what I would do? Honestly, what I would do is to avoid, I would just, like, die, Like, that's one way you can avoid all these things. Like, no one's really talking about that. I don't know why, but, like, you can get all the boosters and that's cool or whatever, but, like, oh my God, are people this fucking crazy? Oh no, I have to take a RSV vaccine. Take a deep breath while you can, it says here. This is oh my God. They don't even like bother going, for most people it's fine. They don't even bother doing that now. They go, yeah, this could result in death in 1 out of 8 trillion cases. RSV results in around 14,000 deaths among older adults annually. Now, you might think that's a lot, but I mean, look at how many people are in the country, and then it says older adults. And they probably mean, like, old, like, retired, like, over 65, like it says there. Yeah, man, this is fucking scary, man. I'm shaking every day thinking about RSV, guys. I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, like, we should probably all, I don't know, like, maybe there's some cocktail you can make. Have one last fun night and, like, just kind of make fun drinks out of it. Make some mixed drinks, put a little, like, poison in there. Make sure it's enough to do the job, if you know what I mean. And, Because the thing is, I could be unknowingly spreading something. You know, I could be asymptomatic. We don't know. We don't know who has this RSV, who has HIV even. Because I mean, look at this. For adults over 65, RSV usually causes moderate
Cold, symptoms. What? But can also lead to severe respiratory illness, exacerbated underlying condition and death.
No, I mean, when it says it can also lead to, that has to be an asterisk. Mostly, like before COVID, we would just say it's usually moderate cold-like symptoms. But now we have to act like everything's going to kill everyone. If you have the sniffles. I don't ever see anybody with a fucking regular cold anymore. I like never see it. We eradicated the cold. And I think the COVID. I never see anyone with those symptoms ever anymore. Like on the subway, out in public, I like hardly ever see it. I mean, if somebody is sneezing or coughing, they like, I don't know. I just don't see it anymore. I don't know what, I mean, I used to always fucking, I mean, I can't even tell you how many, like almost every, like, somebody had a cold all the time, year round. Everywhere you went, somebody was sniffling, somebody was coughing, somebody was sneezing. Well, sneezing probably allergies or something, but I mean, somebody had a sore throat. That was fucking common all over the place. Now there's no one with the sniffles even. No one has a stuffed nose anywhere. Why? Because they probably stay home because they think they're going to die and infect everyone. I mean, seriously, what's the argument? Like, oh, I got to mask up because I just hate that fucking argument where you have to mask for other people to guilt you into, I mean, what, like, yeah, you could be spreading something else. So what? Should we all die? That's the only way to guarantee you're not spreading something. God. All right, I get it. We had a COVID scare. We had a pandemic. We haven't had one in a while. It was contagious. It was really contagious. I get it. Can we just get over it? You know? Can we just go back to cold isn't scary? People used to, like, never call in sick for a cold. Now, no one, like, you'd be fucking crazy now. And I mean, I know it's like, because the company doesn't want to infect people. It has nothing to do with personal health. It has not, it's not like, oh, my job must really care about me because they don't want me coming into, with the sniffles and work. They don't want me sneezing or having the sniffles. No, it's because they don't want to be accountable. That's it. There's nothing in that. I mean, there's seriously zero concern for you. Maybe your coworkers that you know might have concern, but I mean, the company doesn't give a fuck. They just don't want you to make them in trouble. There's a it's fucking fake. That's not true. There's not 3 pandemics happening. Oh, God. Biden fears he might die before Hunter's legal woes are resolved. I don't know how legitimate this is. Yeah, I saw, like, I guess somebody asked the White House press secretary, like, something about Hunter again, and she just, like, walked away. But in one respect, I guess I don't, like, I can see doing that if you're the press secretary and they keep asking. That you would just be like, I'm just not. Because, like, if Biden and them aren't telling her, it's not like she's in charge of the response. She just, like, repeats what they tell her. So, dude, he's a fucking nutcase. Just, I guess he must have been, like, babied or something, this Hunter guy. Because, like, Biden's still upset about it. You would think normally, like, the parents would be like, oh, he's a deadbeat or something. Or you just, like, distance from him because you're a politician. Yeah, but those National
Cheeseburger Day. Today, guys. It's National Cheeseburger Day.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about these days is, like, it just notifies me, okay, don't get that thing today. If there's ever we're giving this out free, or like it's 1 cent or whatever, you know it's going to be a giant line of people thinking. Also, they're probably limiting the amount you can get. People are probably trying to go and get like 10 burgers. And they're like, oh, we have to limit it. Oh, no, it's, Yeah, I don't, like, nothing is really worth that to me, to go wait in a giant line for people that are, like, desperate for a free thing. I never care about free stuff, like any giveaway, unless it's something I already wanted, or I don't know. Yeah, I just don't, like, I've never went like, oh, I want to line up for, I can't even think of a thing where I'd be like, I mean, as cheeseburgers from these places, Wendy's or McDonald's, I mean, it's already unhealthy. I already want to not eat fast food that often, so, like, I'm going to avoid it on that day. Like, there's no way I would go wait in a giant line for, hey, guys, it's free 1 cupcake. And it's always, like, one stupid thing. It's like, who gives a shit? Obviously, they're thinking, oh, well, they're going to go there and get more stuff. But I bet you a lot of people just get the free thing. The way stuff is now with the economy, I mean, they're probably like, finally. I mean, well, okay, I'll grant you this. If you're homeless, this would be the day to go out and, I mean, yeah, if there was somebody waiting outside of a McDonald's, I'd just be like, here's $1, get like 100 burgers. There's no way they would let you do that. 1 cent get the fuck out of here. Let me just see here, because there's no way. The deal, which is only available with, so you have to buy something else. That's annoying. So that tiny little thing is 370 calories. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth the line. It's not, unless you're homeless. You know what the problem is? Like, fast food is way too expensive now. Like, because there is a stupid value menu everywhere, which they used to call the dollar menu. Now it's not the dollar, because that was the old country. You know, we're in the new normal now, which is not, $1 isn't going to buy you anything anymore. But yeah, I mean, that's, fast food is like crazy. And it's also, a lot of times it's like, oh, buy the meal. It's $15 for a piece of shit. I never want the meal because I never want soda now, so. And it's just like a waste of money. So that's my food reviews. Hey guys, check me out on TikTok. I'm gonna go wait in line for the new.
Cheeseburger Day. I just sucked some guy off in the alley for a cheeseburger. Because I couldn't get enough. Oh, this is the story I was going to talk about.
A woman attacked repeatedly, even after she's on the ground now.
Distressing video shows teen pummel cashier's gang of kids swipe candy and vapes. This took place in Washington State in the U.S. and the States. Yeah, so a gas station cashier
Was pummeled relentlessly by a teen, while 4 other youths raided shelves. This has been happening lately too. Like, if it's not this, it's like a gang of teens on the subway beating the shit out of an old person. It's just like now what's happening. There's just random, like, it used to be like flash mob dancing people. Remember that? Remember those happy days where it was like
Video.
we're having a flash mob, which means you and your friends would go out and flash everybody your fucking cock and balls, and you would just show everybody your shit. No, it was just like it was really, you know, cringy, but it was like people dancing. Everybody just breaking out in dances. Now, it's
Criminal mobs.
it's riot mob. And there they are. They're smartly wearing, I don't know if those are COVID masks, but that's one thing I remember from the pandemic is like they were like, look, everybody, you know, if you wear these masks, some stores were telling you don't wear the mask because like we want to identify criminal. We can't identify criminal. See, like, yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, just the top part of his face is showing. You know, and then they just go like, yeah, there's no real repercussions for stuff like, I mean, especially Washington State. You know, I mean, basically you can just go rob. I mean, I saw in the bodegas here, the little stores in New York here, like bodega and small business owners demand action from Governor Democrats on New York's bail law. Yeah, they have no rights to defend themselves. Repeat offenders are still out in the street even after being arrested multiple times. This has resulted in more shoplifting, public attacks, and damages. There was an eatery on the Lower East Side trashed last month, in July, by thugs in a dispute over dipping sauce. It's crazy right now. Somebody commits a crime one day and out on the street the next. Says Jose Colado, who owns bodegas and a pizzeria in the East Village. Now, the Mayor Adams does suck, but he does want the bail law to be changed. But the governor thinks it's fun to, I guess, have people just do whatever they want. Now, this is another reason why, like, I'm not pro-anarchy. There's some people out there who really think anarchy, like, it's an actual, like, political ideology, I think. Anarchy seeks to abolish institutions it claims maintain hierarchy, whatever. So, yeah, this is, you know, people are, well, I don't know. It's not hard to explain. Let's be fucking anarchists and just no rules.
No rules. Fuck you, Mom and Dad. Fuck you. I do what I want. No fucking rules for me, bitch. No fucking rules for me, motherfucker. Guess what? No fucking rules for me. Must be fucking anarchy, and I'm gonna just go into the store, and I'm gonna break shit, and I'm gonna throw it around. Piss on you. I piss on your rules. Okay?
I'm not gonna go, like, respect your authority to tell me that I can't take what I want to take, bitch. There's no rules, okay? Everybody does what they want to do, and it somehow works. Somehow that'll work.
I do agree with some of this. Look, you know, yeah, I'm against war and stuff. You know, and and then of course, like, now it's like Antifa is anarchists or whatever. But, like, you know, I mean, ideally, maybe we could if people weren't humans and somehow had some kind of, like, you know, I don't know, if we just weren't human beings. I mean, it's just like, I mean, same thing with communism, socialism, whatever, like, where you want a utopian civilization. It doesn't work because people people, like, it doesn't work because of the people that will take advantage of it. Like, you have to have a structure of something, like, even if it's just watching out for those people that are going to take advantage, that will still be a structure. Like, you know, how Chaz and Chop came about, and then they had to have a guy that had to have a little militia there. I mean, because, you know, it doesn't work. You can't just go, all right, there's no rules, guys, go. It also is kind of like something, you know, Jordan Peterson kind of talked about once, like, too many choices makes people uncomfortable. And I agree, like, saying there's no rules at all, it's like, no, we have to have, like, I don't think, honestly, human beings, like, it just doesn't work. And then people act like, oh, but you can't, like, what about people that don't want that? Yeah, let them be an outlier. Let them be a different thing then. Go ahead. Doesn't mean we have to not have order because some people don't like that, you know? I mean, I don't know. I know this is a random thing to talk about, but, you know, that's like the whole thing with, like, look at this. This isn't what, this guy's right. I mean, this isn't a white, black, or Latino issue. This is a crime issue. I mean, yeah, the left is not. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. Fucking retarded shit. It doesn't work. I don't care. Like, what? This bodega owner was arrested because he defended his store. This was just, I guess it was a year ago that it happened. He had a sky-high bail set for defending his own store. Oh, well, look, the criminal was not a white guy, so maybe that's why he had a high bail. I don't know. Oh, my God. He had a $250,000 bail for defending his own store, guys. Yeah, come to New York, everybody. Come on. Ugh. And look at this. He already had... He already had it all, like, behind that fucking glass or plastic shit. That's what living in a city is like. I mean, look. One reason why, like, socialism and all that, the like, utopian, whatever, societies won't work. This is what you have to do in a city. You can't have your stuff out because people will just come in and take it. And you have to go behind, like, glass and you have to hide behind glass in case somebody comes and shoots up the place. That's common in cities. A lot of the whole, like, anarchism and, like, it's just all, like, anger at your parents or something. It's just all, like, teen mentality to me. I don't know. Yeah, so I haven't had Wi-Fi for, like, a week. It's just been out of my apartment, so... Good thing I'm not live streaming.
Good thing I'm not live streaming. I'll probably still be able to
put this out, but you know, it just kind of makes you appreciate. I'll put this. You know, makes you appreciate. Have your internet not working for a whole week. And just no explanation as to why. Just, it's out. I don't know. They said they were fixing something. Oh, we're updating equipment, but don't worry, it'll be back soon. That's what they said. And yeah, it's gonna, you know. Sorry, we can't, like, fix it right away. I don't know. I really hate those whole, like, I mean, that's one thing I will say, like, speaking of structures and hierarchies. The worst structures and hierarchies are cable company and internet companies because, yeah, I mean, you will just not, you're just screwed. I mean, something goes out and there's just, like, never really an explanation. There's just, like, if there's a storm, I get it. If there's some real reason. But for it to just go out all the time, not all the... I mean, I'm kind of spoiled because this hasn't really happened to me for a while. Even during storms, I would be like, man, it must... Maybe because I'm in this city, like, it doesn't go out as much because there's not as many trees. I don't know. And now here we are. So, and there's no storm. And now, you know, maybe a little conspiracy theory here. What if they're updating to, I don't know, like more surveillance? I was going to say 5G, but I already have that. So, the world of Momfluencers. Have you heard of this, folks? Have you heard of the Momfluencer? And if you don't know what that is when a mom makes, you know, a channel and promotes her family, I guess, online. Well, that resulted in quite a controversy and possible tragedy. Recently, there was a Momfluencer arrested that is now in jail. Oh my God. There was a Momfluencer called Ruby Franke, or Frank, who was arrested for abusing her children. Now, that's not the only time I've seen something similar to that happen. There was like, remember that Daddy of Five channel that like did pranks on his kids and they got in trouble and they might have got arrested? Oh, oh my God. First of all, just the term mom.
I'm a momfluencer. I'm a mom, but I influence people, so I'm like a little mom influencer. Now, I'm sure on most things I would hate Wired.com, but on this one,
I agree. Momfluencers are, I mean, it's just like a puke-inducing term. Like, oh my God. I can't find any names of any. So Ruby Franke, it was arrested for like abusing her kids. They said like, hold on, let me see if I can find a. I hate how these videos play automatically. Ruby Franke had the channel called Eight Passengers. And she was partnered with some woman, Jody, who they definitely were having like a lesbian affair type thing. And she had did she have 6 kids? Or 8 kids? I don't know. So they had the, you know, this channel, 8 Passengers. Tons of people loved it. She was a momfluencer. God almighty. So they're in Utah, which is like a Mormon state. And there's been a bunch of true crime stuff with that community, and I think Utah in general, maybe. But anyway, this is just another example. I mean, so I don't know why there's not a, you know. Oh, okay. One of her kids ran to her neighbor's house for help, and because he was emaciated with duct tape around their extremities. And there's is that all their kids? Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I guess 6 kids. I mean, when I saw that she was a momfluencer, I was like, well, of course. Because, like, you're crazy to make your kids constantly on camera. That's the thing. They're not even on a show like, remember Kate Plus 8 or whatever that show was? I mean, I don't even think they weren't all, like, people that have these channels on YouTube, and I've seen, like, because I'm basically a parent because I have niece and I have nieces and a nephew, and they watch, you know, channels of people with kids, and usually it's just innocent, like they're playing games and they're like, hey kids, play along with us. But I even get like annoyed by that. Like, I mean, I get annoyed by it. Like, when I first saw those, was like, this is kind of weird, isn't it? But it depends how often And it seems like this lady was constantly recording them, and they even have I saw clips of even the kids going like, "Can we not be filmed right now?" So like they know that it's awful. This is fucking hard. This is so puke inducing. Look at this photo right here. This is so fake looking. Hi.
Hi guys, this is my family. Oh my god. Here's my kids. Oh my god, we're fake smiling. They don't even look happy. Look at that. Oh my god, we're so happy. Get the fuck over there and fucking take the picture, you piece of shit. Oh my god, we love each other so much. I have to take pictures every second of every day. Oh my god. They said they were tied up with rope and stuff. I mean, how is this surprising? Like,
Anytime somebody has pictures like these with this fake fucking all posing. I mean, yeah, I guess it's, hindsight or whatever, but some of these are just ridiculous. Smile the right way. That doesn't look like I told you to smile, you fucking
fucking beat the shit out of you. Hey, turn your camera off. Get the fuck.
So like, yeah, I was watching a bunch of stuff that said like, to punish them, she would be like, "You're not getting lunch or dinner or something." I mean, I'm not even joking. That's what she would say in the clips I saw. It'd be like, "Yeah, well, you're not gonna have dinner today. Your breakfast privilege or something like that." And then she would make fucking publicity's done. She would make them sleep like not in a bed or like not let them sleep in a bed or something to punish them. I mean, how is it surprising? These people are fucking crazy. They film everything. Man, I wish it was still up though. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this headline.
Actually, it takes real skill to be a momfluencer. Actually, okay,
This, to be fair, was before this whole Ruby whatever case.
Yeah, it's easy to criticize, but these moms are just doing it, you know? These moms are just killing it. Yeah, and then
Of course, these have to go into racist stuff, like this woke shit. Getting the thin white momfluencer out of the room. So now it becomes like about, it's white women. Marginalized communities. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody who talks like that is white, by the way. I'm a fucking momfluencer. I influence, but I'm a mom. Damn it. Why did YouTube have to delete her fucking channel? We're gonna save everyone from this. It's like, yeah, she didn't film her abuse, probably. It's just like the annoying shit. I guess because there's a case, maybe. I just wonder, like, sometimes, like, do these people have kids because they want to exploit the kids like this? Like, I always thought, like, you have kids because you're not selfish. But, like, are there some... I think there's some people who do it because they I don't know, want to use the kids or something. It's like... You gotta feel bad for these kids, though. These parents are, like, unforgivable. I mean... I knew they were weird. I mean, and not to be anti-woman here, but, like, there's no... I haven't seen a dad-fluencer. That's all I'm saying. Not that they're perfect either, but, like... And I mean, yeah, dads do the same thing probably with their sons more. Just being a dad. Just, like, stupid pictures, and they use it to get laid or something. But this whole momfluencer thing, I mean... You know what? Maybe I'll just find another momfluencer clip. Here's another race thing. The extremely white world of momfluencers. Fuck yourself. Why do you have to make it about race? I mean, okay, maybe they are all white. I don't know. This is even on Wikipedia here. The term dadfluencer is less common and refers to a father instead. Why can't they list any names?
Actually, don't judge. Don't judge. It takes a real skill to be a mom. I'm gonna try to find this one. No, go to Instagram. Farce. Julie D. O'Rourke. My family need to be filmed at all times. Get
Fucking ready for the camera. Oh, they got a divorce. One of these got a divorce recently. Not that shocking, you know. One of these momfluencers got a divorce, believe it or not. Joanna Goddard, founder of the Cup of Joe website, creator of the idea of the Brooklyn Mom, announced that she and her husband of 13 years,
New York Times writer, are divorcing. The news was broke on her site. Good for you. They're gonna say, good for you. Oh my god, just go out there and be a woman. Be a fucking fierce woman. Yeah, your whole brand is over.
your whole brand is kind of fucked if you portray this perfect life and then you get a fucking... I mean, I'm not shocked, but everybody who's stupid enough to believe you have a perfect family is definitely shocked about that. Unbelievable. There shouldn't be a thing as a Brooklyn mom. Get out of the city if you have kids. Cup of Joe. Because my name's Joanna, so...
It's a cup of Joe. I'm Joanna. A cup of me. Sip on me every day. I just like showing off my family, you know? Just like, yeah. Now it's just about motherhood.
There's a section for motherhood on our site, guys. Here we go, guys. Here, good picture of a pregnant belly there, in case you guys forgot what that looked like. Wait, what? September 8th, 18th. Is this a different... Oh, this isn't her. This is somebody writing on her site. Here she is writing about... I mean, this is garbage. Garbage. It's just like... This is just shit she's doing in her day. Oh, man. Oh. Divorce Mom's Guide to Classic Ex-Husband's Tasks. After my divorce, I realized I was capable of so much more than I had thought. Did she, like, make these cartoons? I don't know. Now what she writes about is the joys and challenges of co-parenting. Oh, wait, no, this isn't her again. It's someone else. Man, I wanted to find her actual channel, but there's, like, nothing. Yeah. Oh, my God. This is on her site, Cup of Joe. I know it's someone else again. How I travel as a fat queer black woman. So that's 3 fat queer black. That's 4 identities there. So she's really trying to get up on that ladder.
I am a fat queer black woman, and the world doesn't seem designed for me. Whenever I want to travel, questions flood my mind. Oh my god. Is the destination safe for black people? Is it safe for women? Can I fit? Will people take photos? What? Of her? How can I navigate it all? Traveling used to make me panic. The shame of being seen is real. What? I used to think being uncomfortable was the harm of traveling and living.
okay, this isn't identity based. This is like your insecure. This is your deal. This is your issues. This isn't, oh, because you're a fat black queer, not even that fat in this photo. I would just say like, oh, as a bigger person, you don't like queer has nothing to, no one looks at you and knows your sexuality, and no one should. You know, I still am gonna firmly, you know, be how society used to be, which is I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, they'll see you're black. They'll see you're a woman. Although, you know, that's not really a thing you're supposed to even say anymore. Like, oh, if you call you a woman, like, why even bother it at this point? You don't know what somebody is. Will people take photos of me? Like, what? Is that? I just can't. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're always online and you're reading, like, I don't know, whatever website she reads, then she might have real fears about, is this safe for black people or whatever people? Yeah, if you read, like, Jezebel.com, they might convince you that, like, you can't go to the South or something. Look, I haven't really been to the South. I don't know. I'm sure there's real racism, but, like, acting like it's common and you can't travel somewhere. Oh, my God. Is it safe for black? What are you talking about? I mean, what? You can't, like, if somebody, like, how do you even, what does unsafe mean to you? Because this is all subjective. It's not safe for black people?
Here's 4 tips I found helpful about traveling as a fat, queer black woman. Ask for exactly what you need. Need a seatbelt extender? I used to ask for one when boarding, and now I can't carry one with me. Wow, that's weird. Oh, 'cause she's big? If you're flying...
Oh, I didn't know you could do this. If you're flying Southwest, you can ask the gate agent for an extra seat if there's one available, and they won't charge you. Yeah, I mean, again, like I don't know if I think I talked about, I mean, this is again like a thing where, look, no one's saying you have to not be big. No one's saying you have to be skinny. But at a certain point, you are, like, that does take up extra resources. Like, I mean, I'm sure in the future, like, whenever this is, like, I'm sure all the talk about accessibility now and disabilities now, they probably will do something about that on planes. Like, I don't know if the planes have to be a certain size, like, safety-wise. Maybe there's regulations about that. But you'd have to build the planes wider, wouldn't you? Like, if you made wider seats. And then, like, how wide are the seats? I mean, if you get that big where you're worried about, I need an extra, I mean, I don't know. Like, if the airlines want to take on that cost and say it's free, but then you would have to know that there's an extra seat too. Like, yeah, like, I don't know. God, man, it's unbelievable.
Number 2 tip, research. Talk to friends who have been to your destination and ask, is it safe for black people? This stunned my white friends the first time I asked, because it was something they never needed to consider. I also scout out black-owned restaurants and plus-size boutiques. Ugh. Oh my god.
She linked to an article on safe queer black travel. And the headline is How Black LGBTIQ plus travelers navigate a challenging world. Traveling while black. is it safe? Oh, I don't know. Look, I mean, like I said, like, what does safe mean to you? Does it mean like no one's gonna even make a weird face at you? Is it like, are we all as white people responsible for the like very few? You may run into one old white guy that like makes a glance at you like he doesn't like you or something. To me, that doesn't mean it's an unsafe area. Like, it just means, I don't know. Look, she like, okay, so this is interesting. Black South African queer traveler says, so there's a picture of here, I guess, of the Garen Abel Unokan. It's like a selfie, but then there's like a black guy looking at her camera. It looks like he's looking at her camera, and it looks like he's like, but I mean, how do you know that he's is that what this? I think that's why they included this picture. This person thinks that white guy is a racist because of that. I mean, that's how I look most of the time if I'm like going somewhere. I'm like looking. Like, you just do this face like you're concerned, like, you know, you just a concerned face. To me, you could take that either like as anything. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I do the same thing. I read into people's expressions all the time, but I like, you know, you're assuming he hates your kind by just giving that. I don't even know if he is looking at the camera. I don't know if he is looking at you taking a selfie. What if he's annoyed at selfies? I am. I've probably made that face at people that stop and have a picture taken. I don't even think he probably didn't even mean to do that. But they're acting like that's, see? This white guy here, or whatever he is, could be something else. I don't know. God. Number 3, meet up. Find your people. Melanin on the Map is a travel app dedicated to people of color. Out Adventures is a long-time travel staple for LGBTQ plus folks, spelled FOLX. I don't know why they spell it that way, by the way. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're including Latinx or something. I have to consult sources. I have to look up resources. Is it okay for me to go places? Is it?
As it, you know, I have to look up, and sometimes I message people in wherever I'm going. I just is it okay for? There's no, okay, all these
comments are not going to disagree with this. No one is going to criticize it because this site seems pretty woke. As a plus-size Latinx woman, this resonated with me so much. One problem I have not found a good solution for is the tiny bathrooms on airplanes, which are really not designated with us in mind. I have tried adult diapers on long flights, but I'm just afraid that people... But I'm always afraid that people around me will be able to smell it. Maybe I should just let that be their problem. But I can't seem to let go of the anxiety around the odor. Ugh. And sometimes the noise. Ugh. Okay, so she's probably pretty big if she's tiny bathrooms. I mean, I think from what I remember, I mean, it's been forever since I was on an airplane, but I think it's kind of the same size as like a mega bus or like a Greyhound bus. So, yeah, they're not big, but like if you can't fit into it, I mean, it's not a seat in on an airplane. So I feel like you should be able to still fit in it. Oh man, that is foul. That is just not I'm going to let that be their problem. I didn't even think about that. If you have an adult diaper and people hearing it, I didn't even think, because, like, yeah, it's pretty quiet on an airplane, and then you just hear shit noises. You just hear, like, you're just, you're just on an airplane reading, sitting behind a little large woman, maybe. Not paying attention, maybe just, I don't know, trying to get some snooze in, maybe just looking out of the window, I don't know, I'm your captain speaking, I'll get there pretty soon, thanks everybody, don't worry, turbulence isn't gonna be that bad, then all of a sudden, you know, you just hear something, you know, just a little. Like, what was that? Somebody fart. Wow, that was a bad fart. I mean, imagine if it was that loud and you just had to. First of all, like, oh my God, I can't believe I read that's a comment. I don't know. Again, this is another. These woke people, I kind of feel, I don't know. I kind of feel bad that you would just, like, not want to improve yourself and you just instead. I mean, I always don't understand the whole, like, I'm just fat. There's no way around it. I mean, you can lose weight. It's possible. If you have a mental illness or you're born with some kind of defect, like, that's something that's a lot harder to, like, you know, you just kind of have to manage and get around it the best you can. But, like, you can lose weight. That's possible unless you have some kind of, I don't know. I don't understand that. I don't get it. I mean, you wouldn't even know where that came from. Like, you would just hearing someone kind of peeing, or, I mean, I don't even, like, I guess, I don't know. I didn't even think about that. I mean, I've never heard of anybody wearing diapers on a plane. But yeah, like, you might hear a shit, though. And then you'd be like, what is that? I guess I would think maybe the bathroom is loud. But then, like, I don't know how you'd even figure out where it came from. So maybe she shouldn't be that worried. You just have people going, what's that smell? Oh my God. God. I mean, at least she's knowing that, you know, she doesn't want people to smell it. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a new thing I'm going to have to think about now. Where is that smell coming from? And you look around the plane and you're just like, oh, that lady made a little grimaced face like she was doing, like, huh. Some lady, she would have to be looking around self-conscious, like waving. Oh, that's weird. Why she's like wafting? Did she fart? Oh, wait a second. That's her. Man, imagine that. This guy says, I travel a lot for work, and your point about researching is it safe for black people is incredibly accurate. What? Maybe if you go to some crazy country, I don't know. But like the US, I don't know. Like, I'm really conflicted about the whole. Look, if airlines want to pay and just to have extra seat space for fat people, but I just don't like. I don't think people should be responsible for that. Like, I don't know. The shame of being seen is real. What are you talking about? Again, I don't understand. How is your sexuality has anything to do with what? Okay, here's one. They show a picture. Yeah, I guess if you're in a gay couple and you're publicly affectionate, maybe then if you're somewhere where, I mean, Russia or, but I guess, you know, I mean, that's the one. Okay, maybe if you're in a couple and you're doing PDA a little bit. But I don't think the U.S., like, and they're not even listing where because I guess I was assuming they meant the U.S., but I don't know. The way they say it, it's like everybody's going to know or something. This guy making a, like, not even a face, just, like, looking, but his brows are furrowed or whatever. Like, what, like, then you as a white guy like me, I can't make a face like that around any person of color or whatever because they'll think I'm being racist towards them. Oh, it must be because I'm this. Ready for the crown, ready for the crown, ready for the crown, ready for the crown. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't even know, Anyway, so just anyway, send me some tips on traveling. Is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe to be me? Momfluencer. I'm a dadfluencer.